Hey guys, so in the past I have done videos on PCP hand pumps but never on compressors so far, and this is one of them. So I will be reviewing a budget compressor called Vevor. Full disclosure, this compressor was sent to me for free, and also another disclosure, when I received the first compressor, although it worked for a while, it soon had an issue. It didn't go past 180 bars. So I contacted Vevor and they said that it's a damage in the shipping and they will send me a new one. Although I doubt it was actually a damage in the shipping and the defect was really small. But I wanted to go through the same procedure you would as a customer, without maybe knowledge technical to fix something. And of course I'm really happy how Vevor responded by sending me a new one. So let's go through what this compressor is and what it can do and what it cannot do. So as I mentioned, this compressor was sent to me for free, but I don't get any payment or I'm not influenced. They don't get to say what I say in my review. So this is an independent review. Okay, let's go through everything. So I have the compressor here. The compressor is what they called a 3-stage compressor, although I would claim it's a 2-stage unless they count 1 atmosphere as the first stage, but we will go through that. It's water cooled. It's 220 volts or 230. This is a European version, of course. And there are some features that are really nice, and there are some drawbacks which I will mention as well. So as I mentioned, they claim it's a 3-stage. I will put it directed like this. By the way, I'm showing in the background in real-time speeds of different air gun, air pistols, reservoir size that I'm filling with this compressor. So and I added a timer so you can see how long it takes for each pressure differential to be made by this compressor. So okay, let's just go through it step by step. So as I mentioned, it's water cooled, meaning that there is a pump and you do need water to cool it down. So this is a pump which is submersible. You just plug it in and there are 2 hoses, and the bottom one is connected with the pressure from the pump, and the top one just is an outlet which you basically return to the same reservoir where the pump is. And this cools this piston. This is 1 piston going up and down, and there are in my mind 2 stages, and again, unless you're counting atmosphere pressure as a first stage. This is here an intake of air, and then on the bottom side there is a first stage which feeds this line and goes to this side. This is the opening closing valve for this first stage of compression, and this is a safety valve for that. And then from here on it goes to the final stage, which is this on the top, and the outlet of this one is this vertical and feeds to this side. Again, on this side, similar bleed valve, which also serves, both of those basically also serves for draining out the condensed moisture out of the air that is compressed. And then there is a pressure gauge on the top. You will see this better on the video where I'm showing how the guns are charged. And from here on you have an output hose, which is relatively short. I'm okay with that, but it would be nice it would be a little longer. And at the end you actually have moisture trap. Basically it's a filter, not a trap, inside here, which is replaceable, and you get several of those as well in the package, as I will show you later. And in the end there is a quick fill connector. It has a dust cap in it, which you can leave inside until you charge it. So that's about it. In terms of electric side, there is an 1.8 kilowatt motor. In my measurements, it consumed in average about 1.5, 1.6. It didn't come to 1.8, so it's okay in terms of consumption. There is a digital gauge on the top that shows you voltage of your network, so your power input, and also shows you the temperature of the I'm not sure actually where that sensor is. It might be actually here. I assume this is the temperature sensor. In any case, this is the gauge that you have to pay attention to. And my one complaint about this gauge is that it's actually blue color, so it's really hard to read that, especially if you're in sunlight and high brightness environment. So the voltage is, I'm not sure which color, but the temperature is in blue color for some reason. So there is a huge fan here that cools the motor. So under this is a motor, and the front part is the compressor part, and the air is blowing that way. So at the same time it is cooling this partially. Mainly it's cooled by water, of course, but partially also by air. There are some fins here, as you see on this cylinder for where the piston runs. And in the bottom, it's a really important part. It's actually an oil gauge. Here you can see it on the bottom. And here is where you fill and replace the oil. And one thing that I really wish that they would include is the oil. I'm perfectly understand that they cannot leave the oil in the package when they are shipping it, but I would like that they would ship it with the compressor, because you know it's quite sad that when you get a compressor, not sad, it's frustrating when you get the compressor and you wanted to start to use it immediately, and then you see, oh, okay, I have to buy oil, and it's not really that common oil. This is the one I got, although I'm sure that there are other brands that are also acceptable, but this one is actually for what do they call, rotary compressors, and it's 46. In any case, all this is written in the user manual, so this is not an issue. You will have all the information you need, but you might need to order, or hopefully you have a shop with this kind of oils near you, so you can get it. Or if you watch my video before you buy it, just buy it at the same time, just order it at the same time as you do the compressor, so so that you will actually get both things at the same time, and you will be able to start using it. So what else is in the box? So this is the compressor, as we mentioned. You get this kind of box, which you get this pump in. It's a really cheap pump, but it serves its purpose. It's just pumps, that's it. Maybe one advice is, I have a really high limestone water here. I do get markings right away on it from limestone. I doubt that it will actually damage anything, but you might consider using some other water, some distilled or something like that, deionized or something like that. Any case, it works perfectly okay with regular water in my case. So things that are also in the box. So this is from the unopened box from the second unit, which I didn't open. So basically I only replaced the compressor, but left everything else from the first unit. So there is user manual, of course, cable. We mentioned pump before, which comes in a separate box. And you get spare O-rings and spare these replaceable moisture filters. And I wanted to also show you the box, because it's packed really nice. That is also one of the reasons I doubt that the first one was damaged in the shipping. The box is really nice, really thick cardboard. So it does get printed in, because it's a heavy unit. It weighs, I think, 18 kilos. Yeah, 18.5 kilos. But still, it's really well packed, and both of them arrived in a perfect condition, if you ask me. Okay, so this is, let's say, a brief explanation and what you get. And now let's get to actual review. So first of all, you get a really clear warning and a smaller cap for the oil, which of course it's not present in the compressor at the time you get it. you remove that cap and you put this air filtering cap after you of course pour in the oil, and the gauge should be always at about the half level, and there are instructions on how and when to replace the oil. First replacement is of course sooner than all others, but after that you don't replace it that often anymore. So the first unit I tested worked perfectly for a while. The second unit is now working flawlessly for a longer period, long enough that I'm comfortable making this review video. I want to stress in what category this compressor falls in, because this compressor is really inexpensive. I mean, I currently just checked, it's 212 euros or something like that. So it's really cheap. It's actually cheaper than a lot of hand pumps. And of course, it is a Chinese made product. But from what I've seen till now, this unit that works, it's working quite flawless. But I do urge people to consider one thing. This is not a compressor like Coltree or any other big brands that are really expensive. They're actually 10 times more expensive than this one. So this is not a compressor that you would fill your 12, 15 liter bottles. This is a compressor that you fill air guns with directly. That means that you have to watch that the temperature doesn't go overboard. There is additional, let's say, annoyance of having to use, needing to have water near you. It's simple, but it's an annoyance. You know, you just cannot plug it in and start it. You need a bucket of water and pump inside. Vevor recommends is never fill a bottle that is larger than 3 liters. I would also agree with that. I would actually stick to even lower value, lower volumes. But here is where this comes into play for you as well as for me. My shooting range is not really close, and I don't have the infrastructure. I have infrastructure, but I'm not willing to leave my Coltree compressor there, which I personally use for filling up the bottles. And what happens is that I have 1 or maybe 2 bottles filled to 300 bars, and today's air guns, and especially if you count in Huben, they are quite demanding, not demanding, they don't mandatory needed, but the best efficiency, the best results, shot count, etc. you get if you really have that 300 or even more bars of pressure. And even for example for the RTI or for my head gun, I want that full 300 bar fill because I want to have the shot count. I don't want to have it tethered, constantly full. And of course, if you have a bottle with you, you have a couple of rounds and then a couple of fills, and then the pressure gets lower and lower, and your filling pressure is not at the highest point anymore. So my case of use will be, I will use this, I will have it in the range. I do have water there, I do have electricity, and what I can do is go over there with nothing. I like to cycle, for example. I will go with my bicycle there and just have a backpack with the pistol, and I will just go there and be able to fill it. Or other use will be, if I'm there with bigger guns with the car, I can have my bottle there and fill it from the bottle, but when I get low on pressure, or even if I charge with the bottle, I can top it off with the compressor too, so I get that full charge. And of course, for those that are not as serious in the business as I am, in the airgun business that is, they can use this as a perfect tool for filling their guns. No tank needed, nothing. The only downside is, as I mentioned, of course you need electricity, of course you need the water. And the price range is, as we said, lower than most PCP hand pumps. So it's a really nice addition. I have been using it quite a while for now. As I mentioned, I was reluctant to make a video, especially since the first failure, until I really tested it out, but this one seems to work flawlessly. So this is staying in my collection and staying in my place where I shoot. So hopefully that gives you enough insight about this product. I will put links below where you can order this unit. I'm not sure how it is for other countries. Of course, product is Chinese. The storage, not the storage, the warehouse for European is in Europe. So basically the shipping is extremely fast. I got both of these units about 3 days after I got confirmed that it was shipped. So kudos to that. Everything nice. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one.